Hey guys, this is Ed, Paul, and Anna of Curb Media, and we are here to tell you a little bit more about our sponsor.
Sports Ball is a great subscription service geared towards minor league baseball fans. Each box features a different minor league team.
You get a box every 3 months with minor league baseball gear, including different styles of hats like Ed's favorite, the dad hat. The cost is less than $12 a month.
Proceeds from each box goes to More Than Baseball, the only nonprofit dedicated to the well-being of minor league baseball players.
We all know that Parents' Days are coming up this summer, so if you've got a mom or a dad or a grandma or a grandpa who are particularly difficult to buy for, but you know they're baseball fans, this is the answer, guys.
Meet your new favorite team at sportsballbox.com.
Is there anybody there?
I really wanted to do something that was a little bit outside of that for the community, because sometimes being in ministry can in a lot of ways it cuts through red tape, but in a lot of ways it creates more red tape. If that makes sense.
What's up, Deadhead Crew? Ed here. This episode, I give you guys Josh Duckworth. He is the president and founder of SOWEGANS Premier Soccer Club out in Southwest Georgia. We talked about how he decided, as a man of the cloth, decided that he was going to start a club down in that area, as well as the league that he chose. We talked about his crest, and then how you and me as fans can become founding members. So guys, without even further ado, I'll give you the episode. All right. Well, I want to welcome you guys to yet another episode of the Dad Hat Chronicles. You guys know who I am. My name is Ed. And with me today, guys, I have a special guest. I have Josh Duckworth. You are the founder and president of SOWEGANS Soccer Club. Is that correct, my friend?
That's right, Ed. Appreciate you having me on to talk a little bit about it.
Absolutely awesome. And then just wanted to get a little bit of information on the team, right? I saw you guys. Actually, the way I found out about the team was a friend of mine tagged me on one of your giveaways for a hat, and then I was like, I kept looking. I'm like, oh, I gotta have these guys on. I want to talk about this team because I love their colors. I love the crest, and then everything about it. It's just, and then the story behind it is also pretty cool. So I really wanted to get you on.
Well, yeah, we those giveaways are doing its job. It's connecting us with people that we may not connect with. So we're glad to connect with you and others as well.
And it works. That's all that matters, right?
That's right.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this. Let's start at the beginning. You moved back. According to an article that I'm reading here, is that you moved back home and then decided to start a club. Is that correct?
That's right. So we live in Southwest Georgia, and that's where I'm from. That's where my family's from. My wife's from. So this is home for us. But we moved around a good bit, going off to college and seminary and serving in various places. And we were, I didn't grow up following soccer. Soccer was really not on the radar in Southwest Georgia back when I was growing up. As a matter of fact, we didn't have a soccer men's team until my senior year of high school. So it just wasn't really on the radar at all. So I played baseball. That was my sport coming up. And eventually, I guess it was World Cup 2010 is when I was really first introduced to soccer and just really fell in love with it from that moment on. And just have followed it, world soccer and European soccer and American soccer. And I eventually moved over to Savannah, where I got connected with Tormenta, which is a third division pro team now. They were a PDL or USL League Two team. We actually still have a team in League Two.
Yep.
But just kind of followed them, went to some of their games, and then connected with the Savannah Clovers, which they're actually going to be a pro team next year.
Nice.
When I was there, they were an amateur club, and I just got to thinking, this is the beauty of soccer is that you can have a club in really each community if your community supports it, and so really told myself right away, if I ever make it back to Southwest Georgia where I'm from, I'm going to look into what it would take to have a team for our community that we can support and that we can be proud of and get behind. Our best players can play for it, and everybody that I haven't had anybody talk me out of it yet. So I've been working on this thing for a good year now, and we made a lot of progress. So we're excited to get started, and May of 2023 is going to be our first game.
And I'm very intrigued by this part because you're right. You can go anywhere, in the country, small town, big town, and all that, and you can have a soccer club, whether it could be, from what your level all the way out to MLS. I mean, obviously MLS takes a little bit more work to get through that, but to start something like yours, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm equating this team being more along the lines of like what a collegiate wood bat team would be in baseball, where a lot of college players that you recruit, they come to play with you for the summer and then go back to college kind of situation.
That is exactly right. When I tell people what we're doing, I typically point them to the Savannah Bananas, which a lot of people know the Savannah Bananas are. They're a baseball team that plays in the Coastal Plains League, which is, you said, a wooden bat league where the top college players in the country come and live in Savannah for 3 months. And it's very similar, actually the same model, but
I want to stop really quick here because I want to give you guys a little bit of information. This was recorded before the Savannah Bananas decided that they were going to cease operations of their collegiate wood bat team and go straight with their only banana ball. So wanted to make sure that you guys knew that yes, it was modeled after the collegiate wood bat team. However, the Savannah Bananas no longer are part of the Coastal Plains League. They are only banana ball only. So, anyways, back to the interview.
The Savannah Bananas are also great at engaging the fans there that may not be baseball fans but just have a good time. So we're looking at them to try to do some of those things too. But yeah, that's exactly it. We've got a lot of kids in our community that went off to college but come back here for the summer that are good players. This is a great place for them to showcase their ability on a club level. And so yeah, that's basically it. It's reaching that. We're not limiting it to just college players, but that's really that's where we're going to pull a good bit of our players from, I think.
Gotcha. So the majority of that will be like that. And listen, that's cool though, because like you say, you're giving a platform to a lot of these college students that normally would not have any more opportunity to participate in soccer during the summer, right? Because college is done or high school or whatever. And now they have an opportunity to play, continue to develop their skills. And then when they go back to college, they're much better off because they've had that platform.
Yeah, I just think it gives them another level to play at. Now, some of these kids are from elite colleges, so they know what it's like to play on top level clubs against great teams, and some of them playing in front of a large amount of fans. But we're just really, trying to create something in our community for, when these kids, they may play in front of those folks every day, but they may have never played in front of mom and dad and their high school friends. And so it's a way for them to really make this their community's club. And that's really what we're trying to do. I'm not a soccer guy. And by that, I mean, I'm not going to be coaching or, I've got a couple of guys on our board that they're the soccer guys. I'm mainly how can we get our community that's never had anything quite like this before excited about it and supportive of it and see it as, soccer's grown a lot in Georgia for sure. And it's just getting down here growing, and there are a lot of people on the ground that have done some great things, but this is just another part of trying to help with that. And I see my role as trying to connect the community to our club and, see that as theirs. And, it's going to take some time to do, but we're working on it. We got a lot of excitement about it too.
And I love that what you said about the connection to your town, right? Like, you want to make sure that this is very involved with the town, bringing in the community, so that way they have somewhere to do something to do, somewhere to participate and things like that. And that involvement, I think, is something that is super important that a lot of other teams are doing as well. Like you said, Savannah Bananas here in North Carolina, you have a lot of other collegiate woodbat teams that are doing the same thing, soccer as well. North Carolina FC, not too far for me. North Carolina, the Courage, which is the women's league as well. So I like that, you are including the community in that, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, we I don't know how much you know about the state of Georgia, but Southwest Georgia is your least populated part of the state.
Mhm.
We have we're big on high school football here, but just have we probably some of the best athletes in the country, maybe in the world, in Southwest Georgia, and that's seen every year in football recruiting. But we don't have any pro teams. We don't even have any minor league teams. So we see this as a way of not just for Albany, which is our hometown, but
Yeah.
for all of Southwest Georgia to see this as their club. And that's why we got, SOWEGANS in the name, because we want to be representative of Bainbridge and Thomasville and Sylvester and Moultrie and Cairo and all these little small towns that, have so much to offer. And we want this to be their club. So that's what we're trying to do, trying to make it very community and connected to our part of the state.
I love that, and the fact that you are tapping into, and I like that you didn't include just one town, like you named it after one town, but you did a number of towns, so that way more inclusivity, right? To include more people in that. That's pretty very, very, very smart. I like that a lot. Let's talk about a little bit about this, the crest, like your logo and everything like that, because you were very specific when you guys were creating this. You guys were very specific about the way that you chose the colors, the logo all together.
Yeah, that was I guess that was our first step, really, was to create an identity and a brand. And I spent a lot of time really thinking about, what represents Southwest Georgia, what's kind of unique to Southwest Georgia, what can also be kind of fun. And so, did a lot of digging into that, connected with a designer, and we went back and forth on, a mascot, if you will, a symbol. And we landed on the alligator snapping turtle, which is pretty an interesting, I think, mascot. But it's, they're pretty, we live right here on the Flint River, and there's a high population of those in the Flint River. We have one that's in our aquarium here in Albany that's probably the most popular. And of course, his name's leaving my mind right now, but very popular, showcase there. And at one point, they were getting close to being endangered. So part of our role is hoping to work with some local, like we reached out to the Flint River keepers who work hard to keep the Flint River clean and working on endangered species. So we want to do some charity work with them. So we really want to see it as very indigenous to our community and unique to our community, and also being a club that, is hopefully for the benefit of the community too.
That's awesome. I love that. Doing the community service, right? You're helping, partnering and helping with, cleaning, make sure that you have clean water, clean area for a lot of people to enjoy the outdoors and things like that. And then also you're setting yourself as being an example for our community, along with your crest, which is pretty cool. Now, you picked the snapping turtle, right? You said that's, from what I understand, is the biggest not salted river, like, freshwater turtle in your area, correct?
Yeah, it looks fierce, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's right. And turtles are all, and it's interesting, but turtles are also a pretty common. You see those around Albany quite a bit. We've got a bunch of big stone turtles that have been put in front of buildings, and they used to do little sort of things in the community where you'd paint the turtle for your company. So and so turtles are already a part of our community, but we just kind of wanted to tap into that a little bit too.
Gotcha. So like when I used to live in Cleveland. In Cleveland, they used to do the guitars, and every company would do a different guitar, and the artwork and all that. You guys do the turtle.
Exactly. That's right.
Gotcha. Okay. And then something also related to being on the rocks and everything is the spider lily, which you also chose as part of your crest as well.
Yeah, so we have this spider lily that grows kind of on the crevices in the Flint River, like I think in May.
Hmm.
They're beautiful, and they're very prominent here, but not so much other places. So it's a kind of a representative of of our area too. So we tried to make our crest. We got the 14 stars in the crest,
Yep.
representing the 14 counties in Southwest Georgia, and our colors, blue and green, is pretty kind of connected to our beauty of our nature here and our rivers here. So we tried our best to make it as connected to our community as we could.
I just love it. Love it. Uh, First of all, like I said, I absolutely love it. I think it's great. The colors are amazing. The design is beautiful. I'm waiting, eventually, I know you eventually going to get more merchandise, waiting for a dad hat so that way it can go up on my wall as well, to have you guys represented there.
We'll
Um,
make that happen.
Yeah, I love it. Let me ask you, it's something that, when I was reading a couple of the articles about the team, something that caught my eye is that you were very specific about the league that you chose to play in, which is the Gulf Coast Premier League. You obviously had conversations with all the leagues as well, but what attracted you to the GCPL?
Yeah, that's a great question, because once I decided, that we're going to do this thing with lower level soccer, and once we got a logo and really started getting a team together, the next big question is, well, who are we going to play? Where are we going to play? And when I started going down that rabbit hole of lower level soccer, it was just overwhelming. You got so
Hmm.
many different leagues and so many good clubs as a part of those leagues. We've got a lot of clubs close by to us. By that I mean, at least 2 hours drive distance, which isn't too bad. But a lot of them are in different leagues, so they don't really play each other, which is unfortunate. But so we just had to decide, navigating all that, who really lined up with kind of how we are trying to live into our our team. We really want to be a fan first team where we really work really. I mean, there are a lot of these clubs that I'm learning are led by soccer people, which is a great thing. But a lot of the soccer people don't value sort of fan engagement as much. It's more about developing the players and getting the system in place, which is a good thing and a wonderful thing. But we are, at least my role is, how do we make this a community thing connected to the fan base? And we wanted to be in partnership with clubs that are doing kind of the same thing. So we felt like the Gulf Coast Premier League. I've talked with Jonathan, who's over that league, and they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes trying to connect. I mean, it's a regional league, but they just came out with an alliance 2 weeks ago, announced, of 7 of our leagues aligning together. You've got Gulf Coast, Atlantic Coast, the
Hmm.
Eastern Premier League, all across. You can Google that if you're interested. But
Yep.
and also I like that summer time frame. May through July, that allows us to pull in, like you were saying, the college kids, and also it doesn't. We don't have to compete with football in the fall, because we would lose that immediately if we tried.
Yeah. Football is king.
That's right. That's right. So we thought that summer time frame was good. We think that there's going to be a lot of clubs close by that we can travel to and not have to spend tons of money on travel.
Mm.
And we just feel like it's a great place for us to start, and we think it's going to continue to grow into have a good footprint across the southeast.
Very interesting. You say that, because and then I automatically start thinking about you know how a baseball club would do the same thing, right? Like if for a collegiate woodbat team, okay, so we need to think about fan engagement, right? That's number one. So that's your job right there, of how you are going to be engaging with the community, the teams that you're going to be playing with, right? Some of the things that you're going to be able to kind of get away with and do with and then the level of competition, right? I mean, you're a collegiate woodbat, so I mean a collegiate, summer soccer team. So a lot of the people that you have working with you are going to be wearing many, 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 many hats, not just what they're being hired for at that time.
No doubt about it. Yeah, we are going to be primarily a volunteer-run organization.
Yeah.
We're a nonprofit, and that's kind of our mission. Is to there'll be some people we'll pay, like your coaches and that sort of thing, but we're going to be run by we're really trying to connect with the right people that
Yeah.
number one love the community, love soccer, and is excited to participate in this new thing that we're trying. And so yeah, it's a lot of hats. You got to really love it to want to do it, because there's a lot there's a lot that goes with it.
A lot of hats, long hours, right, away from family and things like that. So it gets to be a little bit of a challenge, I would say.
It does. I've got 3 young kids, and I talked to my wife long about this before I jumped into it, and said, I think I can pull this off, and I think we can get it to where it's going to be a lot at the beginning, but we hope that we get to where it's a well-oiled machine and runs, pretty well on its own when we get it going. And the more good people we add, and we've already got a really good team, but the more people that we can add to that, the less hats each person has to wear.
I love it. Love to hear that. A couple more questions here for you, if you don't mind. I wanna touch on something that again, doing a little bit of reading, is this founding membership, right? From what I see here, it includes a season ticket, $50, founding member gift. But what does that really entail overall for someone, let's say someone like myself who lives in North Carolina, wanting to become a founding member, or someone local?
Yeah, well, I mean, ultimately, it's a season ticket for the first season,
Mm-hmm.
and it includes some unique items in that package. I don't want to give that away because I like it to be interesting when they open it.
Yeah.
It's nothing they're not going to get rich with it, but it's I think it's a unique, pretty unique item. Everybody that's gotten it have really appreciated it.
Mm-hmm.
And we have had people that have bought it who live some elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked me, is it worth me buying it if I don't live here? And I said, well, number one, of course, because you're supporting the team. But secondly, what we're looking at doing around Christmas time is having a way for people to maybe donate tickets. So buy a ticket for maybe a local kid that might not be able to afford a ticket, or 10 kids or whatever, because we're going to do everything we can to make it as easy as possible for people to come to the games. They're not going to be free, but we're going to make it we want to make it, it's going to be an affordable night for anybody to come out. So some people have actually bought the founding members and said, but I want to donate the ticket to somebody else. So, that's I think that's an option, but ultimately it's the way to buy. We're going to have other ticket options I've had people ask me, should I buy one for my child too? And I tell them, no, don't do that, because we're going to have a kid's ticket that'll be cheaper as we get closer to Christmas and closer to the season. But and then we're also going to have maybe some more expensive tickets. They're a little more premium option, field level as well.
Gotcha.
So, but this is just the entry to say, hey, I'm in, I'm committed. I'd like a little swag along with it, like a season ticket for the next year. And we're going to support this thing.
I love it. Love to hear that. And supporting a team where, like you say, you're going to be so involved with the community and helping kids out and things like that. I think that's a great cause to do that. So, anything else that I may have missed before we head into a couple of some fun questions, my friend?
I don't think so. I mean, it's if anybody out there is interested in doing something like this, now's the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's soccer is just going to continue to grow in our communities, in our country, and particularly as we're moving towards not just World Cup 2022, but World Cup 2026, which we will be hosting right here in our backyard.
Yeah, along with Canada and Mexico.
That's right. That's right. So it's a worthy endeavor if you love soccer and if you love your community. That's, to me, those are the big things. The rest of the stuff will fall into place. And there are some days I wake up thinking, man, I wish, why did I jump into this? But but that's like anything you do, right? But it
really is.
But I find a lot of joy in doing it, and I've made a lot of connections and friendships out, that I would not have made doing it. So it's something worth doing. And there's a lot of resources out there now, podcasts and articles of people who have done it already and can kind of help you, think through it too.
I was just going to ask you that. I wanted to go back on something that you said, is like, the level of support that you have gotten. And I'm sure you've done your research, right? I mean, obviously, you're going into this full blown knowing, the amount of work that it takes, but tell me a little bit about that support system, right? I mean, obviously you have your wife, your kids and all that are helping you and supporting you, but those people that have been advising you and all that, how important has that been for you?
It's been, I mean, I can't tell you how important that has been because, I mean, I've got a handful of really close friends that I shared this with first before, other than my wife, before anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And I was waiting on them to tell me, man, you're insane. Like, why?
You're crazy.
Yeah. But they never said that. They were just like, that's a really cool idea. And they have been very supportive. They're founding members and, not necessarily soccer people, but just as bought merchandise, wear it in the community, have their stickers on their cars of the logo, and just how meaningful that is to me to have people that, number one, are just supportive of what you're doing, and I've been fortunate to pull, and I reached out to the right people, I think, at the beginning in our community who are soccer people, but also talented with graphics and that sort of thing, and also connected with businesses in the community. And we've got a small but growing board of directors, which, we actually had a meeting at 8:30 last night through Zoom, just kind of following up on some things. And, they're, they have much more expertise about soccer than I certainly do. And so just, I've been learning about it, but also it's been nice to, build friendships and relationships that way.
And even rely on people that do.
I've reached out to other clubs and they've been nothing but supportive to call me and tell me this is what you should do. You definitely should not do this. And so I still got a lot to learn, to be honest with you.
Aren't we all in the same boat though?
We are, yeah. If you do anything, be prepared to make mistakes, but also know the right people to talk to and seek wisdom from. And that's what we're trying to do, And so it's. I think it's, we're making progress, and, we got a lot to do before kickoff in May, but we're moving along.
You got this. Last question before I go. And you said something I've been wanting to touch on. How did you go from seminary school to now owning a soccer club?
Well, that question could take an hour probably to answer. But so I'm a clergy. I'm a United Methodist pastor here in Albany.
Okay.
I was in Savannah, and so that's my career. That's what I do for a living. And when I moved back here, as much as I love the ministry work, I really wanted to do something that was a little bit outside of that for the community.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes being in ministry can in a lot of ways it cuts through red tape, but in a lot of ways it creates more red tape. If that makes sense.
Oh, I'm a preacher's kid. I know.
Okay, well, you know very well.
Yeah, very well.
Yeah, so I mean, really, I have the same mindset with this that I do maybe with my church, is that I see this as, we call it a mission or a ministry.
Yep.
I see it as something for the sake of others, something for the sake of the community, and that's why it's a nonprofit set up that way. And I'm not getting anything from this. I'm losing a ton doing this, particularly financially, but that's okay. I knew that going in. But yeah, I really just see it as a similar ministry in the sense that it's for the sake of our community. It's for the sake of building up Southwest Georgia. And by that, I mean joining in with what everybody else is doing. This certainly won't do it by itself, but maybe it'll be a part of helping our community. And so I see it kind of similar in that way.
That's amazing. I love it. Yeah. Good luck to you. I'm actually, you know what? I think I'll probably be buying one of the memberships. So we'll talk offline, but yeah, definitely gonna probably be doing that as well. Help you guys out, because I love, when small teams are spreading, the love for the sport. And it's very community based. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that.
Well, I appreciate that. Please do. When we get, we got 2 cool hats, but I don't know if they qualify as dad hats just yet.
Yeah, nope. I see them. I'm looking at him right now. You got some mesh hats, some trucker hats here. So
Those
but
are
we'll
those
talk.
are those are too boxy for you, right?
Oh, yeah, just a little bit. You see how I like these unstructured, curved hats here.
I got you. That's my style of hat too. But we'll add those eventually.
I love it. Love it. All right. Are you ready?
I hope so. We'll see.
Okay. So let's say that you are going to a sporting event. Okay. What would be your drink and food of choice?
Probably bottled water, um, and we'll go with some Cracker Jacks if we're at a baseball game.
Ooh, Cracker Jacks. I haven't had Cracker Jacks in a while. That's good one there. Okay. If you could be in any movie, which movie would it be?
Mm, I will. Well, movie or TV show, or doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Go for it.
I'll go with Stranger Things. We've been caught up in that story, so
Oh, yeah.
I might change my mind when I got in there, but yeah, that's a maybe at the last episode when the good guys win, but yeah, that's a good show.
It is a good show. It really is. All right. On that note, if you could be in any fictional character, which character would you be?
Has to be Harry Potter, right? The
Oh,
chosen one.
yeah. I like it. I like it. All right.
I'm a nerd if you can't tell, so
No, hey,
I just
listen.
played my cards.
I've been watching with my wife Lord of the Rings, right? I've been watching that. I love we've watched all the Harry Potter movies. I have a good friend of mine. She's read all the books. So yeah, trust me. I'm where we were with. We're good.
We rewatch them every Christmas. That's one of my wife's holiday, our routine for Christmas. So yeah, we're definitely nerds, but we love it.
And I'm a Star Wars guy too. So I mean, I've watched every single Star Wars movie, rewatched them like 1,000 times. So I'm with you.
I got you.
All right, you have kids. So what Disney princess would make the best spy?
Make the best spy.
The best spy. That's right.
Ooh, Ariel maybe. She's kind of used to navigating
Two
worlds
worlds.
there.
Yeah, good choice. I like it. Have you ever regifted a gift?
Oh yeah. Sadly, long story short, my granny gave me a gift for Christmas one year, and about 3 years later, I actually gave her that same gift back without realizing it was a Christmas gift. So I'll never forget that one.
That's amazing. All right. One more here. What is your spirit animal?
It's got to be a cat.
Yeah.
Got to be a cat. Absolutely. I'm a professional extrovert. I got to be extroverted as a professional, but I'm also introverted and love getting away from people too. And those are what my cats do. I see them maybe once a day, and they come out and get pet on the head, and then they go hide for another 12 hours.
Okay, we're good. We got our fill. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
That's it. That's me right there.
Love it. Love it. Josh, thank you so much for doing this. This is a lot of fun, very entertaining. A lot of good information about your soccer club. I wish you nothing but the best. But where can people find your club on social media?
Yeah, I appreciate that. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SOWEGANS SC. Come find us and follow us and like us. We've actually got a well, I guess your folks won't see this, but we're doing a giveaway right now. By this Friday, we'll give away 2 hats that are really quality hats, and we'll do more of that too in the future. So and we've got a website, SOWEGANSSC.com with you can go there and find about our club, buy stuff. You can find our Instagram and social media stuff on that, and also you can, if you want to sign up for tryout, our first tryout. If you're from the Southwest Georgia area, or we've also had people from outside of that want to try out. Our first tryout will be December 17th. We don't have time yet, location just yet, but we'll make that announced as well. But go register for that if you're interested. We'd love to have you come try out for us.
Perfect. And then I'll make sure to put all this information as well. I'll retweet the information regarding the tryouts, so that way you get a good amount of people there to try out for your soccer club. Again, thank you so much. And then we'll keep in touch, so that way see what you guys have coming up.
All right, yeah, please do. I appreciate the time.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, have a good one.
I hope you guys enjoyed that episode with Josh. Make sure you guys are following the team on all social platforms. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, they're there. They're always available. And then also make sure that if you are able to become a founding member, it is a club down in the Southwest Georgia. And if you are someone who does not live there like I did, and I became a founding member, my ticket will go to someone who deserves it. Now, a couple of other things. You guys already know what I'm going to do. Make sure you guys are telling one more person about this podcast and this episode, so that way they're able to enjoy it as much as you are. And make sure to give it 5 stars. 5 stars means I go up on the ranking. More people get to listen to it. But you guys already know, I know what you guys want. You guys want that very awesome, very funny, okay, not so funny, dad joke of the episode. And here it is. What kind of tea do soccer players drink? Penalty. All right. I see myself out. Until then, please keep on grinding and always support the minor leagues. See ya.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Ed Rivera of the Dad Hat Chronicles. Join me as I interview people just like you and players, coaches, GMs on the path that led you to become a fan of the sport.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean. And I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
This is Patrick
and Corey
of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball. So get on the site and find a team near you today.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.